and dropping to the south and to the southeast at about 25 miles an hour. With that, I want to identify some of the streets that are in the path of this possible tornado as it drops to the southeast at 25 miles an hour across Mobile County. So we're going to go down to street level here, and right now it looks like this is in Irvington. Just got a new volume scan. So there is Irvington Biola Battery Highway. There is Half Mile Road, and this will be continuing southeast. So that's going to take it further to the south. I want to clear this situation off right here with this scope tool so we can get in a little tighter and really look at these roads that may be impacted here. So 1 Mile Road, Half Mile Road, Cumberland Road, and it looks like Kimber Ridge Road, 2 Mile, and that's going to be 2 Mile at Irvington Biola Battery Highway. This could be just a little bit to the east of Argyle Road, and affecting Irvington Biola Battery Highway, the Dixon's Corner area, and then further to the south, it looks like it's going to be heading closer to Bellingrath Road if it continues that southeast track. So presently, we're looking at a possible tornado coming through Irvington right now, and now dropping down into the lower part of Mobile County. So I'm going to go ahead and save that view there. And we want to get one with a scope tool on here so we can continue to look inside of it and see the velocity scan there. There you go, right there. And we're going to save that as well, so we'll have that too. And we'll take you through the top of the map. So tornado warning Mobile County here tonight. Right now it's 12:30 in the morning here on a Saturday morning. And we got a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. Right now we have not had confirmation of a tornado, but this is a hook signature that is showing up on radar there. That the most recent volume scan, not quite as pronounced with the hook, but still seeing strong rotation in this spot right here. So you've got Theodore, Irvington, and Grand Bay. If you're in Grand Bay, you are west of this possible tornado. The area that is in the tornado warning is going to be in this red box right here for a possible tornado here going this way, dropping down towards Bellingrath Road, West Fowl River, Alabama Port, Portersville Bay, perhaps Code Inn, but it looks like it could be a little bit to the west of Biola Battery. It may clip Biola Battery, but I think more the east side of Biola Battery with that, and then over towards Code Inn, and then getting back down towards West Fowl River. So ahead of this, very quickly dropping to the south at about 25 miles an hour, we have a possible tornado right now here in Mobile County, and it's going to be located right near Half Mile Road and Paget Switch now. So that tornado will have dropped down now south of Highway 90, and it looks like down towards Bellingrath Road. There is a tighter shot there. Cook Avenue, Paget Switch, Half Mile. These are all areas that may be impacted by this possible tornado as it moves towards the southeast. There is the rotation area there as well, and if you're not getting a tornado, I can guarantee you you're getting severe thunderstorm winds that are going to be up around 70 miles an hour with this going on as it moves to the south. So between Beverly Road, Irvington Biola Battery Highway, and Paget Switch, most likely the tornado is going to be located right here, dropping southeast down Irvington Biola Battery Highway and headed towards Paget Switch Road as it continues across parts of Mobile County here tonight. And in the storm base warning, you got Bellingrath Road right there, and further down you got Alabama Port, and this warning does extend all the way down towards Cedar Point Pier. Fowl River does not include the Theodore Industrial Canal. It looks like it's going to be a little past Theodore 2. But it is a strong rotation that it quickly spun up, and there's a big hail core here too. We've had some very impressive hail. I'm not sure if I have the hail slide ready to go here, but you can see the storm base polygon for the tornado warning. Mobile County is a large geographical area. North of I-10, you're not under that tornado warning now. So if you're up in Citronelle or you're in Mobile, you're not included in this warning. This warning is for the south part of the county, and the anatomy of this severe thunderstorm, there's hail possibly right here over Dog River. We just had some really strong hail at the studios, and we had also reports of dime-size hail out around Mobile Regional Airport. as this thunderstorm has moved through, and it's also bowing out some right through here, so you're going to get straight line winds right along the edge of Mobile Bay, right near Old Foul River and Foul River, between Foul River and also the Theodore Industrial Canal. The possible tornado is going to be right here. So there's your hook signature right there. It is now getting closer to Biola Battery, and it should be a little south of Irvington. So right in here along Paget Switch Road, that's going to be your possible rotation area. So I'm going to reset the maps, and so we can keep track of this thing, because it's moving fairly quickly, and it's going to continue to be an issue for South Mobile County here tonight. And so here we go, tornado warning for South Mobile County. And the rotation area not quite as strong as it was with the earlier volume scan, and the hook signature also not quite as pronounced, but still there. And we've got it near Cook Avenue, and it looks like Walker Road. So you're getting down there around Taylor Creek, Shooting Preserve, that area there. That's where we're seeing the possible tornado coming down right now here in Mobile County. It's not far away. It's only about 5 miles northeast of Biola Battery as it's moving to the south here. And you see the refresh rate is really good on this. We're getting a lot of new images coming in from the National Weather Service on this. I'm going to back out just a little bit so we can look at it on velocity. And the rotation area is not quite as distinct as it was earlier. Hail tracker does show hail on the back side of this possible tornado too. So we are getting some of that still happening there. So a tornado warning, Mobile County, and in the Irvington Biola Battery area, headed down Bellingrath Road. A lot of lightning going on in this area tonight. And looking at it, you can see the lightning strikes as this storm is moving through. So I'm just kind of switching through the maps here and getting everything lined up for a full run through the coverage. So here we go. Let's start out right here with the situation, the overview of the warnings that we have going on in our area right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that'll stay in effect until 1 a.m. So that'll be for about another 25 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised to see that extended a little while longer. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for Mobile County and for Baldwin County, from Mobile southward, from I-10 southward, really for both counties. And then the red area, that is your tornado warned storm. So there's hail going on right here over Dog River and down towards the Theodore Canal. And then we have our hook signature right there, which is where your possible tornado is going to be located now south of Irvington. If you're in Irvington right now, it looks like this thing is just south of you, and it's going to be located between, this is McDonald Road or Irvington Biola Battery Highway, which leads down into the bayou right there. And then this is Bellingrath Road, which takes you down towards Alabama Port on the west side of West Foul River and the west side of East Foul River. So you've got those two major roads right there. And then this is the hook signature, which is located to the south of Half Mile Road. Now it's going to be down around 2 Mile Road, maybe even a little south of there, as it's working down into the lower part of the county. And it should generally stay within this red box right here. So if you're in this red box, you are under a tornado warning. That's going to include Heron Bay, Alabama Port, Foul River, especially West Foul River, but also East Foul River. You're under a tornado warning. Right now, it looks like the possible tornado is on the west side of Bellingrath Road as it drops to the south. Earlier, it was up here in Irvington. We may be getting some hail in Irvington now, but right here near the airport, too, as you get down to the south here, there is Cleveland Avenue. Here's Irvington Biola Battery Highway. There's Paget Switch. And the rotation area may end up, Biola Battery proper is really a little further over here, and the rotation area may be a little to the north and east of Biola Battery. Still could clip code in. Rock Road is further to the south here, and this is tracking right for Rock Road as it moves to the south there. Here's Foul River Road here, and again, very close to Bellingrath Road, and you've got 2 Mile right there. So this is moving quickly to the south across the lower part of the county, and you can see a maximum of wind here showing up on our velocity product. I wanted to bring some storm reports to you here early this morning. We've had a report of some larger hailstones at Mobile Regional Airport, nickel size hail, about marble size hail at the Fox 10 News studio, so that's pretty consistent with that. May have been a little bit higher with some of the hail that occurred up along Cottage Hill Road closer to Azalea. And this is our warning right now, tornado warning now for the east side of Biola Battery, and areas getting down towards Zerlot Road here as you get towards Westfowl River, and then also Bellingrath Road. So there is your possible tornado racing across the south part of the county. I'll zoom out. There's the hail right now here behind your possible tornado. So that is along Highway 90 and down towards Dog River, and so your hail core dropping to the south and east there towards Dolphin Island. And then again, there is a hook signature right here as this is moving the south. As we're doing this here live on the air, I'm keeping an eye on any updates from the National Weather Service. The tornado warning was continued at 12:35, so it was initially issued at 12:24. Right now it's 12:40. So first warning came down at 12:24. The warning was continued at 12:34. So right after it was issued, it looked like about 10 minutes later, they continued the warning, which means the rotation area was still intact. And the possible tornado at that point was about 5 miles northeast of the bayou, moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. So it's picked up a little bit in forward speed. And right now that would put the tornado getting now down into the lower part of Mobile County. Got some showers out here towards Pensacola, some rain coming through as we widen out here tonight. A lot of lightning in Mobile County. We've got the lightning, the hail, and also the possibility of the tornado. All these things are associated with this severe thunderstorm as it moves through. So Bellingrath Road, you are under the gun for a possible tornado. The Irvington area, you are clear. This is Deacle Road right here, that rotation area really close to Cleveland Avenue and Deacle Road, and getting down towards Rock Road with our possible rotation area there. There is Rock Road right there. This is Deacle Road here. So now it looks like it's well south of Half Mile Road. It is now south of 2 Mile Road, and this rotation area is on the east side of Coden and very close to Biola Battery, and it's about to drop down over Portersville Bay and closer to Heron Bayou and Heron Bay. So there it is. As we look at it, you can see the storm base warning. I've got the hail track up here for the hail core, which is moving behind this possible tornado. This is a supercell thunderstorm that spun up along this line of storms that's working through in Mobile County. And looking at it now, our possible rotation area right there in Biola Battery. Let's go down to street level so I can name off some streets for you here as to what's happening there in Biola Battery with this possible tornado. So let's get a little bit tighter here, and we are looking at right now still real strong velocity, a lot of wind. And I mentioned some of these roads earlier. We've got Hemley Street, we've got Rock Road. It's really more over in Dakota Inn than it is in the main part of the bayou right now. And if you see your street pop up here, Bayou Street, looks like Davenport Street. There's Hemley there. Hemley goes all the way down to Portersville Bay. They're just a little bit on the east side of Coden. I'm pretty familiar with that one there. And then we've got it looks like Callahan Road. You've got Coden Belt Road too, may be impacted by this possible tornado. So right in here is your area of concern for a possible tornado here in Mobile County. Right on the east side of Biola Battery, very close to Coden, and also near the Delchamps community. And then further ahead of this is going to be Heron Bay. So you've got Heron Bay and Portersville Bay, which may be impacted by this circulation where there is a possible tornado. We do not have a confirmed tornado right now, thankfully, in Mobile County, but this is a severe thunderstorm which is capable of producing a tornado. It is also capable of producing quite a bit of hail as it moves to the south here this evening. The storm speed on this is a 1 hour loop. Look how fast this thing is diving down through Mobile County right now. So we're definitely going to see this thing make a pretty quick move through the county and down towards Dauphin Island. You know, Dauphin Island's actually in line for this if it holds together as a rotating thunderstorm. There's some very, very heavy winds. I would say marine winds there over Coffee Island, and our rotation area may be almost all the way out over, if it's still there, out over parts of Portersville Bay. So it's definitely starting to make that quick run towards the Gulf. Tornado warning, Mobile County. And I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith here with coverage tonight. If you were with us last night, we had epic flooding going on in Pensacola with flash flood emergencies, also a number of tornado warnings. This particular cell here, the warning, let's see, they may be letting the warning go, giving the circulation. It may be a waterspout moving towards the west end of Dauphin Island. So we just got that there. There's also a report of trees and power lines down at half of a home, missing a roof in Irvington because of a possible tornado. So when this warning was issued initially, it was for a possible tornado in the Irvington area. Now this is racing towards Dauphin Island's west end. Very likely will produce a waterspout over Mississippi Sound and Portersville Bay as it drops to the south. And the tornado warning is going to stay in effect until it looks like 1 a.m. So about another 15 minutes we'll stay with you here on Fox 10 News. And really by 1 a.m. most of this storm is going to be out over the Gulf. Here's the storm dropping to the south now, and your possible tornado is going to be located pretty close to this marshy area right here, which is off of the mouth of West Fowl River. This is what we call Portersville Bay right here. That's Coffee Island. And then this is Heron Bay right here. And you've got Heron Bayou, which is a community where some of the folks that are in the seafood industry, commercial fishermen, lead out of Heron Bayou and run out into Heron Bay to oyster and gillnet and that kind of thing. And so this is Bellingrath Road here, and your possible rotation is going to be pretty close to the oyster farms here that are located on the tip of Portersville Bay and right off of West Fowl River. And I've got the element, looking at the reflectivity element frozen here just so you can kind of see it, because it gets a little bit hypnotic when you see it looping end over end here. The damage was in Irvington, so we had a report of some damage and half of a roof missing off of a home in Irvington, and trees snapped and power lines down there. That rotation area worked down on the over Irvington Bayou Battery Highway and stayed on the east side of Irvington Bayou Battery Highway and Bayou Battery, clipped Coden, and is now working out towards Mississippi Sound. And we've got to look at a couple of circulations there. So I've got the velocity tool here, so we should be able to see where there's any rotation. I may need to pan that down a little bit further south so we can get a little better handle on it. There still should also be some hail going on right now on Bellingrath Road behind that possible tornado. So your possible tornado is going to be about right here. We may see an update if this warning is held on by the National Weather Service based on the track. I think very likely we're talking about some of the houses on the west end of Dauphin Island could be impacted by this circulation as it moves across Mississippi Sound. Still not out of the woods for a possible impact on the east end of the island, but from the water tower back to the west, we need to be watching the circulation as it comes across Mississippi Sound here tonight. So, all right, let's take a look here with some of our maps. I'm going to rearrange a couple of things here and move the scope tool out, and we're just going to go straight velocity as we get this thing down towards Dauphin Island. Right now, it looks like there's probably some form of a potential waterspout there over Mississippi Sound. Your rotation area is now cleared by La Battery. There's no question about that. And it is over Mississippi Sound now. And there's still some hail going on, it looks like, on Bellingrath Road coming in behind this thing. So that'll have to be monitored as well. And then, yeah, that's about where there's a hook signature over Mississippi Sound right now. So that is going towards Katrina Cut and perhaps the houses on the west end. And there's going to be a waterspout with that more than likely. So, all right, let's take it back through from the top here. Right now, we've got a tornado warning still in effect until 1 o'clock for Mobile County. And the area of rotation is now over Mississippi Sound, and it's getting real close to Dolphin Island. It's going to be right there with the rotation area that's starting to show up. You can see the hook, and it is there on our velocity product also. So Dolphin Island, if you take the road to the west end, the Dolphin Island Public Beach is about right here. So this is going to be really close to the houses on the far west end of the island. It looks like if you're on the east end, you might be okay. And as we switch it over here, you can see there is the hook signature. So your tornado is going to be about right here, and that's the end of the road. You see where that black line is right there with these dashes on it? That's the end of the road. This is going to be a real close call for the houses on the west end. Possible waterspout or tornado, and we do see a possible rotation area right there over Mississippi Sound. So this is dropping quickly towards Dolphin Island, and this warning is going to stay in effect for the next 10 minutes. Now, we just got an update from the National Weather Service in Mobile. They have decided to go ahead and drop this warning, but I'm going to stay with it until we see this thing clear the west end of Dolphin Island. It won't be long, perhaps another 5 or 10 minutes, and this thing should be out over the Gulf of Mexico. So let's just stay with it as there is rotation, a bit of a hook signature. Could just be a waterspout, which is a little different than a tornado. Waterspouts are not as strong as tornadoes. They can spin up very easily because there's no resistance out there over the water. Now, you can get a tornado over the water. That's a little bit of a different story, but in this case, it does look more like a waterspout out there over Mississippi Sound, and it looks like it's just off the tip, about halfway between Coffee Island and Dolphin Island, moving to the southeast at about 30 miles an hour, so it's a real fast forward speed. We'll get back to it in a second as this thing gets closer to the island, but I want to show you what's happening area wide if you're joining us from Pensacola right now. So there are a lot of people that are probably really nervous in Pensacola. We had a stormy night last night. That's an understatement. We had a flash flood emergency. Well, we're getting rain in Pensacola right now, but it's moving through fast, and this heavy rainfall rate is almost already out over the Gulf of Mexico. And so looking at Baldwin County, we've got moderate to heavy thunder showers coming through Foley. The worst of it coming through Fairhope and right out here over the lower portion of Mobile Bay, and then the rotation area we've been watching is getting real close to Dolphin Island's east end. So this is progressing quickly. I would say probably by about 1:30 a.m. the severe threat's going to be pretty much over with for the area, which is really good after, seeing a tornado warning here coming in right around 12:30 p.m. and some hail in town. So closer look, Dolphin Island, you've got a storm headed your way. The houses on the west end real close to this possible area of rotation right here. Very likely a waterspout coming towards the west end of the Dolphin Island area right now. And so that's the last house on the west end. You got the Dolphin Island Public Beach, and then you got Katrina Cut right here. And that rotation here is going to be a real close call. Depends on how much it propagates to the southeast. Could go right over the houses on the west end. Looks like if you do have a waterspout going on, it's going to be about right here, dropping down quickly towards Dolphin Island. I don't see anything too alarming with this signature in here, and it's an all clear for Irvington, for Balabatchery, for Code N, Alabama Port. You're all looking much better now as far as the possibility of severe weather. It's still some hail going on, but we are not seeing a possible tornado for you presently. The hail core is lagging behind the circulation some, and we're still seeing possible hail. Alabama Port and down towards West Fowl River and coming down Bellingrath Road with some hail. And this will be most likely small to medium-sized hail. This is not the kind of hail which will tear up a vehicle. Most likely we're talking about quarter size or less, dime size hail, nickel size hail coming down through the south part of the county as this advances. We are looking better here, looking clear as far as rotation over Code Inn, over Rock Road, some of those areas I mentioned earlier that were under this warning. And just to get an update here, looks like the rotation area is now very close to the west end. It's going to be a little past the houses. It looks like it's a little closer to Katrina Cut, so that's a favorable thing. Your rotation area about right here. The last house on the west end is right here. Again, real close call for these, but within about the next 5 minutes, this thing's going to pass right over the island and end out into the Gulf of Mexico. Terrible night for boating. Probably not a lot of boats out there anyway. We've had small craft advisories up for a couple of days. We had a real strong southwest wind, so likely not any significant boating going on out there right off the Gulf Beach, although there may be a few shrimpers out there tonight. And looking at it still, there's your rotation area there. I want to do a little zoom in on Dolphin Island just to reassure you that where that rotation area is located in reference to the houses on the west end. There is a thunderstorm warning still in effect for this area with a tag saying tornado possible. So that is still a possibility. And right now your rotation area is going to be basically right here. And that's going to place it very, very close to the west end. So right out here where it says Vargas Court right there, you're right on the edge of this waterspout or rotation area as it moves out across Dolphin Island. This is going to happen very, very quickly here tonight. And within about the next 10 minutes, we're going to have an all clear on any possibility of severe weather for Dolphin Island. But there is still a thunderstorm warning in effect, so we are tracking that. Also, South Baldwin County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning right now in South Baldwin County from Foley down towards Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, as well as Fish River. So we are looking at warnings up there for the lower part of the bay and also for Baldwin County. And this won't be here much longer either. This severe thunderstorm is coming through Foley now. You could easily be getting wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour anywhere from Fort Morgan to Little Lagoon to Gulf Shores. This thunderstorm is bowing out a little bit here. And then we have what was our tornado warned storm crossing the west end of Dolphin Island now, and it's started to make some progress out into the Gulf of Mexico. You see the leading edge of that little nose there where we had our hook signature earlier. That is now out into the Gulf. So most likely that rotation area is crossing now over the very far west end of the Dolphin Island and heading out into the Gulf of Mexico. So really only for about the next 3 or 4 minutes, that's going to be a threat there. So very active weather here tonight. Batch of showers and storms coming from north to south across the area. We've been watching this since really about 8 p.m. and it is now pretty much swept through the entire area from north to south. And in doing so, that's going to lower the severe threat for the rest of the night, which is a good thing. George County looks way better. The thunderstorm scattering out there, so that's not alarming at all. Got a supercell thunderstorm coming across the mouth of Mobile Bay right now. It's about to push across Fort Morgan and head offshore, likely getting some wind gusts of about 60 miles per hour there. And all the way over towards the Panhandle, heavy rain, but this is not a severe thunderstorm situation there. Dolphin Island, you've got a severe thunderstorm coming over the Dolphin Island Bridge right now. That's about to move over the island. And quick check of our potential area where we have either a water spout or some weak rotation going on. Not very well defined. Looks like that's pulling out over the Gulf of Mexico. So that's it for this update here on Fox 10 News. Good news is within about the next 15 to 20 minutes, the severe threat's going to really be much lower for the rest of the night. You can join us on Fox 10 News tomorrow morning with meteorologist Nicholas Herboso. He'll be tracking any threatening weather in the area. We'll also have any updates on possible damage in the Irvington area. Looks like we may have seen a tornado in the Irvington area here tonight. Not a good situation in Mobile County, but the storm that has prompted that tornado no longer under a tornado warning and moving out over the Gulf of Mexico. Have a safe night. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith.